So the Creative Spark program has many strands to it, which are involving support to potential entrepreneurs, particularly in the creative industries, but also in technology.
Creative Spark dasturi, ya'ni loyihasining asosiy maqsadi mana shu yangi tadbirkorlarning kreativ loyihalarini amalga oshirish va nafaqat ya'ni ijodiy loyihalarni amalga oshirish, ijod taraflama, balki texnologik loyihalarni ham amalga oshirish va ularni qo'llab-quvvatlashga qaratilgan.
And I hope that in the coming few months this year, for the remainder of this academic year, Masoom and I will be able to agree a program of support that we can give to you and collaboration.
Xudo xolisa mana shu o'quv yili tugaguniga qadar Masoom va men bilan birgalikda mana shu loyiha dasturida sizlarga ko'p imkoniyatlarni taqdim etamiz.
But I wanted to say something about today and to the purpose of today's session and the reason that we have made this meeting at very short notice.
Men avvalambor bugun nega biz hammamiz mana shu Zoom konferensiyasida yig'ilganimiz va bugungi qilayotgan ishlarimizning maqsadlari haqida bir to'xtalib o'tmoqchiman.
So the real purpose of this meeting is to tell you about a competition called the Big Idea Challenge.
Bu asosiy bugungi biz Zoom'da bo'layotgan konferensiyada bo'layotgan maqsaddan biri musobaqa haqida, ya'ni yuqorida aytilgan musobaqa haqida sizlarga ma'lumot bermoqchiman, ya'ni pul qo'yilgan musobaqa haqida.
And the deadline for entry for this competition is this Friday, so in 5 days time.
Va bu musobaqa qatnashish uchun oxirgi kun, o'sha g'oyalarni qabul qiladigan kun, loyihalarni qabul qiladigan kun juma kuni, mana shu juma, kelayotgan juma kuni, 7-may kuni.
So what my purpose of today's session really is to explain to you what you need to do if you would like to enter the competition, or if you have students who you would like to support to enter the competition.
Birinchi mani maqsadim hozir sizlarga agar o'zlaring mana shu loyihada qatnashmoqchi bo'lsalaring, g'oyalaringiz bo'lsa, o'zlaringiz ham qatnashishlaringiz mumkin yoki sizlarning o'quvchilaringizda g'oyalar bo'lsa, o'sha g'oyani generatsiya qilib, ular orqali qatnashishlaring ham mumkin.
And Masoom, I think I will now start a presentation where I can just explain to people exactly what is involved in the competition and what people would be required to do if they want to apply.
Hozir men prezentatsiyani boshlamoqchi, ruxsatlaring bilan prezentatsiya boshlamoqchiman. U yerda hamma ma'lumotlar batafsil tushuntirilgan, qanday qilib bu musobaqaga qatnashish va nima talablar qo'yiladi va nimalarga e'tibor berish kerak. O'shalar bo'yicha to'xtalib o'tmoqchiman.
I think because we are doing this at quite short notice, the conversation we're having now could lead to people making entries in a year's time, because this competition will happen every year.
Hozirgi juda kam vaqt qolgani uchun bu hozirgi mana bu qilayotgan prezentatsiyam va sizlarga berayotgan ma'lumotlarim sizlarga ozmi ko'pmi yordam beradi, chunki bu har yili davom ettiradigan musobaqa.
And if we have a long time to prepare, then we can help people to come up with ideas for businesses. This is what the competition is for. It's a competition to help people come up with ideas for businesses.
Agar bizga keraklicha uzoqroq vaqtimiz bo'lganda edi, albatta biz mana shu loyihaga qatnashmoqchi bo'lgan odamlarga juda katta yordam bergan bo'lardik, ularni loyihalarni amalga oshirish va musobaqada g'olib bo'lishga. Shunga qaramasdan men harakat qilaman hozir hamma barcha ma'lumotni berishga va albatta yanagi yillari bu loyihaga qatnashishlaringizga umiddaman.
But I think today, because we don't have very much time, or sorry, I think for this year, because we don't have very much time before the deadline this Friday, I'm suggesting that the best way forward would be, if you want to enter for this year, that it should be for people who already have an idea, a business idea that they would like to enter.
Yeah. Bu yilga endi mana hozir juda kam vaqtimiz qolgani uchun, agar kimda mana endi sizlarga taklifim, kimda tayyor loyiha bo'lsa, o'sha tayyor loyihani ozgina nima deydi, redaktirovat qilib, to'g'rilab, o'shani taqdim qilsalaring bo'ladi.
And Masoom, in my conversations with you up until now, I think you have told me that there are a number of possibilities for students of IT Park who already have business ideas.
Masumxon bilan gaplashganimda, Masumxon aytdiki, menga bizda o'sha g'oyasi bor odamlar, ya'ni studentlar ham, o'quvchilar ham, qatnashchilar ham mavjud. Mana shu endi kam vaqt qolgani uchun kimda g'oyasi tayyor bo'lsa, o'shalarga ko'proq e'tibor beramiz, o'shalarda g'oyasini musobaqaga kiritamiz.
Okay. So if it's okay, I'm going to just take you through my slides now.
Ruxsatlaringiz bilan men prezentatsiyani boshlayman.
And I just want to check that can everybody see the slides okay?
Hamma ko'ryaptimi bu slaydni? Hamma
Yes.
prezentatsiyani ko'ryaptimi?
Yes, of course.
Great.
Yes,
Okay.
of course. Yes.
Okay. So,
Yeah, visible.
so great, fantastic. So this is obviously London Metropolitan University, as I've already said, and the British Council. London.
Bu sizlar ko'rib turibsizlarki, London Metropolitan Universiteti va Britaniya Kengashi tarafidan bo'layotgan loyiha.
Our university has its own accelerator, which is the home to 25 startups. So it's using the expertise that we've gained from this that we are going to. Go ahead.
Bizda universitetimiz o'zini xususiy akseleratori bor, o'z universitetimizning, va bu yerda 25 dan ortiq startaplar o'z makonini topgan.
And I'm going to play you a quick film now, which promotes the project. I hope you can hear it.
Hozir bitta video qo'yaman o'sha loyiha haqida. Qisqagina videocha. Ovozi chiqadi deb umiddaman, agar ovozi chiqmasa aytasizlar. I think there is no sound.
Okay, it's only music, Masoom.
Okay, no problem. Digital.
Okay. So I think maybe if the slides are not working, if the sound is not working, Masoom, let's leave that for now. I just wanted to say that, of course, also we are partnering with IT Park, so it's the British Council, London Metropolitan University, and IT Park.
Endi videoni ovozi chiqmagani uchun biz uni to'xtatamiz. Endi hozir kelinglar, IT Park, Britaniya Kengashi va London Metropolitan Universiteti o'rtasidagi hamkorlik haqida qisqacha to'xtalib o'tamiz.
So let's talk about the way that the competition works. There are 4 categories in the competition: climate change, social impact, creative and digital technology.
Bu hozirgi aytayotgan musobaqamiz 4 ga bo'linadi, 4 bo'limga. Ya'ni birinchisi iqlim o'zgarishi, ikkinchisi ijtimoiy sohalar bo'yicha, uchinchisi ijodiy, ya'ni kreativ yondashuv, va to'rtinchisi bizga to'g'ri keladigani raqamli texnologiyalar.
And I think because of IT Park's focus on technology, maybe many people would want to enter in that category, but actually digital technology is related to every category as well. So I don't think you should be worried about which category to be entered into. Sometimes a project or a business idea can be in more than one category, but for the competition, you have to choose one. So for example, it may be climate change and digital technology. So you can choose which one you think is best.
Endi ko'proq IT Parkka raqamli texnologiyalar to'g'ri keladi, lekin meni fikrimcha raqamli texnologiyalar mana shu oldin aytib o'tilgan sohalarda hammasida mavjud. Ya'ni iqlim o'zgarishida ham, ijtimoiy sohada ham, ijodiy sohada ham. Shunda sizlar faqat raqamli texnologiyalar emas, междисциплинарный degani, ya'ni mana shu sohalarni olib, uni raqamlashtirish bo'yicha bironta loyiha bo'lsa ham qatnashishlaring mumkin.
Okay, and there are prizes available. So the British Council has created a fund of £30,000, which is maybe $40,000.
Bu yerda, ya'ni bu musobaqa g'oliblariga mukofotlar belgilangan. Britaniya Kengashi tarafidan bu birinchi asosiy mukofot 30,000 funt sterling, bu $40,000 atrofida.
And there are approximately 10 institutions in Uzbekistan who are participating in this competition.
Hozir O'zbekistondan 10 ta tashkilot qatnashmoqda bu musobaqaga.
So there are many prizes for those the winners. There will be something like 5 winners from Uzbekistan, and all of them will receive personalized mentoring, and also they will be offered a course to help them with their startup business.
O'zbekiston uchun bu asosiy mukofotdan tashqari yana 5 ta pul mukofoti va individual mentorlik yordami va startaplarda boshlash va ularni ro'yobga chiqarish kurslarida bepul qatnashish imkoniyati mavjud bo'ladi.
And then one winning prize winner for Uzbekistan as a whole, the country winner, will be announced, and they will receive £3,000.
O'zbekistonda ichidan agar o'sha asosiy mukofotni ololmasa hech kim, lekin baribir O'zbekiston ichidan bitta g'olibni tanlab, unga o'sha 3,000 funt sterlingga mukofoti beriladi.
And from my partnership, in the last 2 years when the competition has run, both times the Uzbekistan winner has come from my partnership.
Ana shu loyiha boshlangandan beri, mana 2 yildan beri 2 martalab O'zbekiston bo'yicha mani universitetim bilan hamkor bo'lgan o'zbek tashkiloti, o'zbek instituti значит g'olib bo'lib kelmoqda. Congratulations.
Yeah, so that was somebody, a student from the University of Economics last year, and then from Westminster International University the year before that.
Bu 2 yil oldin Westminster universitetidan bitta student g'olib bo'ldi va o'tgan yili Toshkent davlat iqtisodiyot universitetining studenti g'olib bo'ldi va shu mukofotga ega bo'ldi.
And as you can see from this here on the screen, the deadline is the 7th of May, Friday.
Bu prezentatsiya, ya'ni ekranda ko'rib turganlaringizdek, oxirgi kun, ya'ni o'sha loyihalarni taqdim qilish kuni 7-may hisoblanadi. So it means on 7th of May, what's the time, the end, I mean, the deadline time?
I think I believe it will be Uzbekistan time, midnight.
Okay. O'zbekiston vaqti bilan, ya'ni 12:00 kechasi 7 dan 8 ga o'tar kechasigacha loyihalar qabul qilinadi.
It may be sensible to do it slightly earlier because midnight UK time is at let me just think. Oh no, because you're ahead of us. Yeah, yes. So I think yeah. You have till midnight.
Midnight is perfect, Chris.
Yeah. Midnight Uzbekistan time. Okay. So the 7th of May.
Angliya O'zbekistondan 5 soat keyin, ya'ni O'zbekiston Angliyada 5 soat oldin bo'lganligi uchun, shuning uchun biz O'zbekiston uchun
maybe you have slightly more because UK time is behind, and maybe the deadline finishes at it might actually be 4 o'clock in the morning on the 8th of May for Uzbekistan.
It's very good because it's a 4 a.m. I mean, starting from 3 a.m. up to 4 a.m. we having our breakfast futur. So we are eating and we are closing and we start to fast. So this is a good idea. Sizlar uchun bitta imkoniyat qilib beramiz. O'sha saharlik iftorlik vaqti soat 3 dan 4 gacha bo'lgani uchun mana soat 4 ertalab 4 gacha 8-maygacha loyihalar qabul qilamiz. Mayli. Chunki Angliyada soat agar sizlarda 4 bo'lsa, Angliyada soat 11 bo'ladi o'sha payt kechasi.
So during this session, I would like to
One second. Kechirasizlar, kim ovozini chiqaryapti? Men hozir bitta qaray. Hozir, 1 second. Let me check who has a voice there.
maybe I can do this.
Abduhalim.
Thanks, Masoom. Okay, Masoom, you can still hear me, right?
Yes, of course. Okay. But I can't. Chris?
Sorry, Masoom. I accidentally
it's
muted.
okay.
I accidentally muted myself. So during this session now, I'm going to explain exactly what you need to do in order to enter the competition.
Hozir mana shu prezentatsiya davomida asosiy narsalarga e'tibor qaratilamiz, ya'ni mana shu loyihada qatnashish uchun nimalar kerakligini aytib o'tamiz.
And I'll explain how to make a good entry, how to make a video pitch, because this is a competition that requires you to make a 60-second video pitch. So I will explain what needs to be included, and also I will explain what the judges will be looking for.
Hozir musobaqaning asosiy talablaridan biri bu 60 sekund video loyihalaring haqida 60 sekund video qilishlaring kerak. Hozir mana shu videoni qanday qilib olish kerak va hakamlar hay'ati mana shu videongizga qanday baho beradigan joylarni aytib o'tmoqchiman.
So first of all, let's talk about what makes a good entry for the competition. So first of all, I would say that you need to have an unusual idea. It should be, in other words, original.
Birinchi o'rinda bu loyihani qo'yilgan talabi, ya'ni sizlarga sizlarning loyihalaringiz, g'oyalaringiz o'ziga xos bo'lish kerak, ya'ni takrorlanmagan bo'lish kerak yoki original, faqat sizga tegishli bo'lish kerak.
You have to write about 500 words as well. So the 500 words needs to be written in English and it needs to be well written.
Ya'ni birinchi o'rinda mana shu loyihalaringiz haqida gapirayotgan paytda 500, it's up to 500 or minimum 500?
Maximum 500.
Up to 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Ya'ni loyihalaringiz haqida so'zlayotgan paytlaringizda 500 tagacha so'z orqali so'zlab berishlaringiz mumkin. Ya'ni undan ko'payib ketmash kerak.
And also, of course, because this is focusing on a video pitch, you need to create the 60-second pitch, and it needs to be effective in selling the idea that you have.
Ya'ni bu 60 sekund, ya'ni 1 minut video bo'lgandan keyin bu videodan sizlar maksimal darajada effektiv darajada foydalanib, ichida barcha ma'lumotlarni berishga harakat qilishlaringiz kerak.
Okay. So just to say what is pitching, I think this is something in which you are trying to persuade somebody that your idea is a good one.
Hozir men sizlarga pitching nimaligi haqida bir tushuntirmoqchiman. Mana kichkina pitching degani bu o'zlaringiz haqidagi bir trying to persuade someone to buy or accept something. Pitching degani bir narsani, misol uchun siz kimgadir sotmoqchisizlar. Mana shu narsani sotish uchun sizlar uni ko'ndirishlaringiz kerak. Ana shu pitching deyiladi.
And this is a really important skill when it comes to anybody who is trying to start their own business.
Bu eng asosiy bir omillardan biri deb o'ylayman. Kim o'zini biznesini boshlamoqchi bo'lsa, birinchi o'rinda mana shu pitchingga qarash kerak. Ya'ni o'zini mahsulotini kimgadir sotishni ko'ndirish, undash mana shu pitching bo'ladi.
And as I said, it has to be 60 seconds and no more.
Aytganimdek 60 sekund, ya'ni 1 minutdan ko'p bo'lishi mumkin emas.
In some ways,
Video.
this makes it easy because it's short.
Bir taraflama bu juda yaxshi, chunki bu qisqa,
But at the same time, it's difficult to fit all of the things you want to say about your idea into such a short amount of time.
lekin ikkinchi tarafi bu qiyin, chunki 60 sekundda hamma narsani tushuntirib berish juda ham qiyin.
So I think that there are 3 things that we want to focus on now in terms of creating a pitch that can win the competition.
Asosiy mana shu video pitch qilayotgan paytda 3 ta ключевой, ya'ni asosiy yo'nalish elementlarga ahamiyat berish kerak.
One is what you say, content.
Birinchisi nima deyotganlaringiz haqida, ya'ni content haqida.
And then there's delivery, which is how you communicate.
Ikkinchisi, ya'ni bu yetkazib berish, qanday siz o'sha o'zingizni ma'lumotingizni birovlarga yetkazib berish bo'yicha, kommunikatsiya qilish bo'yicha.
And finally, it's about recording the video. So there are some skills involved in doing an effective recording.
Va uchinchisi, eng asosiylardan biri, bu videoni qanday qilib olish kerak, o'zini talablari bor. Mana shu video toza va effektiv bo'lib chiqish uchun.
So we're going to look now at how to pitch and what the content should be like. So these are the things that we should cover. I won't go into them all now because I'm going to go through each one one by one.
Okay. Asosiy hozirgi birinchi boya aytganimiz, ya'ni content haqida hozir gaplashib o'tamiz. Bu aytgan gaplaringizni qanday qilib shaklga tushirib turish. Shu o'zlaringiz loyihalaringiz haqida gapirib berayotganlaringizni kontentni qanaqa qilib shaklga tushirib turish.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with the problem.
Birinchi o'rinda biz mana shu har bir loyihanimi, g'oyanimi tug'ilishiga bitta muammo sabab bo'ladi. Ya'ni muammoni qo'yasizlar. Muammo bor.
The idea is that every successful business addresses some kind of problem that a customer has.
Ya'ni har bitta yaxshi, ya'ni foydali biznesni boshlanishidan oldin bir qanaqadir muammo bo'ladi.
So when you make your video pitch, you must tell the audience what is the problem that your business is going to solve.
O'zlaringiz loyihalaringiz haqida video qilayotganlaringizda, ya'ni g'oyalaringiz haqida video qilayotganlaringizda qanday muammo turibdi? Mana shu muammoni nima muammo bor deb birinchi aytishlaring kerak. Albatta.
And I think that it's important to try to give some information, perhaps with a statistic, that
iloji bo'lsa, mana shu muammoni qo'ygan paytlaringizda statistik ma'lumotlarda ham berib ketsalaring, u juda ham yaxshi bo'ladi. Bu ishonarli bo'ladi, ishonchli bo'ladi.
So the statistic could demonstrate how big the problem is.
Va statistik ma'lumotlar o'sha muammolaringni qanchalik kattaligi, qanchalik kengligini ko'rsatib beradi.
And secondly, I think it's important to think about how significant or important the problem is. There are some problems which don't really matter, and other problems that are really big problems. So I think it's important to be able to say whether you are addressing something that is important.
Va muammolaringizni qanchalik darajada dolzarbligini ko'rsatib berishlaringiz kerak. Chunki bir xil muammolar bor, unchalik dolzarb emas, ya'ni ular yechilmagan holda ham o'zini yo'lida ketaveradi, lekin shunaqa bir loyihalar bor, shunaqa g'oyalar bor, u yerda shunday muammolar qo'yiladi. Global muammolar, eng dolzarb muammolar. Ana shuni ko'rsatib berishga harakat qilish kerak.
And then if you've said what the problem is, then you need to say how your idea solves the problem.
Ya'ni muammoni qo'ygandan keyin muammoni yechimini ham aytish kerak. Mana shu yechimida eng katta mas'uliyat. Ya'ni muammo qo'yildi va uni yechimini sizlar ko'rsatib berishlaringiz kerak.
Okay, so also you need to give your business a name and tell us what the name is.
Va mana shu loyihalaringizga, ya'ni bizneslaringizga albatta nom qo'yishlaringiz kerak. U nomda aytib o'tishlaringiz kerak. Misol uchun loyihani nomi nima bo'ladi yoki bizneslaringiz kelajakdagi bo'lajak bizneslaringiz nomi nima bo'ladi.
And you must be able to say how your business solves the problem that you previously stated.
Va mana shu loyihalaringiz yoki biznesingizdagi muammoni sizlarni yechimlaringiz qanday qilib mana shuni yechadi va qanday qilib успешный biznes bo'ladi.
And remember that the people who are watching the video will not know anything about your business. So assume that you are talking to people who don't know anything about the problem or the solution so far.
Albatta bu asosiy yana bir omillardan biri. Sizlar bilishlaringiz kerak, что kim sizlarni videolaringizni ko'rayotgan bo'lsa, sizlarni bizneslaringiz yoki loyihalaringiz haqida birinchi marta eshitgan bo'lishi kerak-da. Shuni effekt berish kerak.
And when you create this initial explanation, keep it simple.
Va mana shu o'zlaringiz loyihalaringiz yoki g'oyalaringiz haqida gapirayotganlaringizda juda murakkab gapirish kerak emas. Oddiy qilib, oddiy xalqni ongiga tushunarli ravishda tushuntirib berish kerak.
You only have 60 seconds, so there's a lot to fit in.
Bu 60 sekund, shuning uchun har bitta sekundni foydalanish kerak.
Okay, the next part is to say something about who your customers will be.
Va ikkinchi qism loyihalaringiz yoki g'oyalaringiz aytayotganda bu sizlarning loyihalaring, mahsulotlaring yoki usluga, servislaringda klienti kim bo'ladi, ya'ni iste'molchisi kim bo'ladi yoki bozori kim bo'ladi.
So it's important that you have some idea of the scale of the market that you are trying to reach.
Bu juda muhim narsalardan biri. Qanday ravishda, qanday shaklda mana shu klientlaringiz yoki bozorlaringizni sxemalashtirasiz, o'sha nima deydi, hisob-kitoblaringizni qanday olib borasiz.
How many people, how much money do they spend?
Va qancha odam va qancha pul, ya'ni o'sha sizlar klientlaring qancha bo'ladi primerni xudo xolasa va qancha pul sizlar ulardan ishlab olishlaringiz mumkin. Ya'ni ular tayyor o'sha sarflashga sizning mahsulotingiz yoki uslugangiz uchun.
And it's important as well that you don't assume that you are going to reach everybody. You need to be very specific about the exact market segment and its characteristics.
Va bu har bitta loyihalaringizda sizlar butun dunyoni qamrab ola olmaysizlar, baribir o'sha o'ziga taalluqli nishasi bor. Ya'ni har bitta mahsulotni yoki uslugani o'zini klienti bor.
For example, you might have a product which is aimed at people who are very wealthy and is priced at a premium, or you might be trying to reach the mass market for people who are looking for the most affordable solution.
Masalan, shunaqa mahsulot bo'lishi mumkin, boy qatlamlar uchun, aholining boy qatlamlari uchun mahsulot chiqarishlaringiz mumkin. Albatta uni narxi ham o'ziga yarasha premium narxda bo'ladi. Yoki o'rta qatlam yoki past qatlamlar uchun ommaviy mahsulotlar chiqarishlaringiz mumkin.
Okay. You also need to say something about how you will make money, and there are different ways of making money depending on your business.
Albatta sizlar qanday qilib mana shu pul ishlaysizlar, qanday pul qilasizlar. Mana shuni yo'llarini ham ko'rsatishlaringiz kerak. Sotuvdanmi yo boshqa narsadanmi o'zi tushuntiradi yana.
So for example, you can sell just for every time you give a product to somebody, they could pay you directly.
Yoki bir misol uchun boya aytganimdek sotuvdan o'sha mahsulotlaringizni chiqarib yoki uslugalaringizni chiqarib sotishdan.
That would not be typical for the way that software is sold today. thinking
Bu
about
albatta
IT.
IT sohasida endi bu nima deydi, oddiy emas. Ya'ni biz oddiy xuddi bozordagi mahsulotdek qilib IT sohasidagi mahsulotlarni sota olmaymiz.
It's increasingly common today to see a subscription model being used to sell software, where you pay once a
Hozir
month, for example.
ya hozir IT sohasidagi mahsulotlarni ko'pincha ko'ryapmiz. Oy abonentlik, misol uchun mijoz bo'ladi, oyma-oy to'laydi yoki yilga birdaniga abonentskisi bo'ladi, to'laydi. Mana shunaqa shaklda ko'proq sotilyapti IT sohasidagi mahsulotlar.
But there are other models, for example, renting, membership, and also if you were to create a software product that was going to be used by another organization, you could license the product for their use and sell it to another organization.
Yana mana shu dasturiy mahsulotlarni boshqa tashkilotlarga sotishdan so'ng ularga litsenziya berishdan ham pul ishlashlari mumkin. Chunki misol uchun Kaspersky antivirus programmasini misol uchun sotib olasiz, unda litsenziyasi bor. Litsenziyasini ham sotib olasiz отдельно. Misol uchun uni любой joydan internetdan yuklab olishingiz mumkin, lekin shu litsenziyasini kiritmagunicha u legal bo'lmaydi, ya'ni ishlamaydi yaxshi.
Okay. The next thing to talk about is how are you different from your competition? What makes your product distinctive?
Ikkinchi yana bir asosiy omillardan biri, siz boshqalardan ko'ra qanday ajralib turasiz? Ya'ni sizni g'oyangiz yoki mahsulotingiz boshqalardan ko'ra o'zini yagonaligi, boshqalardan ko'ra ajralib turishligini ko'rsatib berishlaringiz kerak.
For example, you could say that your product will be cheaper, faster, higher quality, or more accurate. But there are many different ways in which you can be better.
Hozir misol uchun sizlar aytishlaringiz mumkin, mani mahsulotim yoki mani servisim, uslugam boshqalarga qaraganda tez, sifatli va arzon bo'lishi mumkin deb aytishlaringiz mumkin.
And then let's think about impact. So if you are entering the competition in the climate change or social impact categories, your business is going to need to show that it can change things.
Agar sizlar iqlim o'zgarishi yoki ijtimoiy sohadagi g'oyalarni bermoqchi bo'lsalaringiz, bu albatta juda katta o'zini impact deganda, ya'ni o'zgarishtirish, o'zi nima o'zgartirish kiritdilaring, o'sha o'zgartirishdan hosil bo'lgan mahsul, o'sha o'zgarishlarni ko'rsatib berishlaring shart. Ikkita mana shu yo'nalish bo'yicha. Chunki ijtimoiy ham, iqlim o'zgarishi ham juda hozirgi davrda eng dolzarb mavzulardan biri hisoblanadi.
For example, you may be able to show, or you may show that in a climate change project, you are going to reduce carbon emissions by a certain number of tons.
Yoki misol uchun iqlim o'zgarishida sizlarda loyihalaringiz o'sha o'g'likis gazlarning kamayishiga shunchadir tonna, necha ming tonna yoki 100 tonnami, 1 million tonnami kamayishiga olib kelishi mumkin deb ko'rsatib ketishlaringiz shart.
Or if it was a project aimed at reducing poverty, you might want to show how many people you would lift out of poverty so that they had a job and could support themselves.
Ijtimoiy sohada agar bironta loyiha bermoqchi bo'lsalaring yoki g'oya, albatta kambag'alchilikdan chiqarish, ya'ni necha foiz kambag'allardan chiqib bir o'rta me'yona qatlamga o'tganligini ko'rsatib ketishlaringiz kerak.
Or it could be a project which is aimed at helping women who face disadvantage because of their gender.
Yoki mana shu yana bitta ijtimoiy sohalardan berib, ayollar ko'plari misol uchun har xil tahqirlashlarga, ya'ni qiynalishlarga uchrayapti. Yolg'iz onalar, mana ayollar daftari kiritilgan bizga. Mana shu sohada nima o'zgarishlar bo'ladi agar sizlar shular loyihalaringni amalga oshirsalar? Ana shu joylarni ko'rsatib ketish kerak.
For example, through education, and in which case what you would need to show would be the impact on the increased levels of qualifications that the people who you were targeting could reach?
yoki ta'lim orqali ta'lim sohasida ham mana shu sotsialniy ya'ni ijtimoiy sohada ham va iqlim o'zgarish sohasida ham birinchi o'rinda misol uchun ta'limda innovatsion yangi usullarni bersalaring qanday qilib mana shu ikkala sohada ya'ni ijtimoiy va iqlim o'zgarishida yaxshi tarafga o'zgarishlar ya'ni положительный tarafga o'zgarishlar bo'lishini ko'rsatib berishlari kerak.
Okay, and then at the end of your video pitch, to make sure that everybody understands that you've finished, you could close with a slogan.
O'sha 60 sekundlik ya'ni 1 minutlik loyihalaringiz taqdimotini videosida oxirida albatta sizlar mana shu videolaring tugashidan oldin o'zlaringizda devizlaringizni ya'ni slogan shiorlaringizni aytib o'tishlaringiz kerak. O'zlaringiz shior qilib olishlaringiz kerak o'zlaringizga.
And a slogan might give the name of the product and say something about what it does or what its benefits are.
Shiorlaringiz o'sha sizlarda mahsulotlaringiz yoki uslublarining nomini aytib o'tishi mumkin va u nimalarga olib keladi. Misol uchun Toyota'da управляй мечтой degani bor. Yoki Snickers'da не тормози, Snickers не deydi. Mana shunga o'xshagan shior bo'lishi kerak o'zlaringizda mahsulotlaringizda, ya'ni g'oyalaringiz yoki loyihalaringizga.
Okay. Now, in terms of the way that you present, you might want to think about whether you have anything that you could show during your pitch. It's not required, but if you have something like, for example, if you already have a smartphone app, you could potentially have your smartphone with you. You won't have time in the pitch to demonstrate it, but you could show something or maybe hold up an illustration of what the application might look like.
Hozir yana sizlarga bir nima deydi, yordam sifatida bitta props nima deydi, tipslarni aytmoqchiman. Ya'ni agar mabodo sizlarda mobil ilova yaratgan bo'lsalaringiz, o'sha mobil ilova haqida video qilmoqchi bo'lib, o'sha loyihalaringizni ko'rsatmoqchi bo'lsalaringiz, sizlar qo'llaringizga shu mobil ilovani, ya'ni mobil telefonlaringizni olib qo'llaringizga ushlashlaringiz mumkin. Albatta uni ichini ochib ko'rsatishga vaqt yetmaydi 1 minut vaqtda, lekin qo'llaringizga mobil ilovani, mobil telefonni olib, mobil ilovani yoqilgan holatda bunday ko'rsatishlaringiz mumkin.
Okay. Now, because I think it's not easy for me to show the videos with the sound, I will not show you examples now during this webinar, but I want you to be aware that you can visit this website. It's creativespark-bigidea.uk, and you can look at the videos from previous winners.
Hozir albatta men videolarni qo'yib bera olmayman, vaqtimiz ham yo'q, ham ovozi ham chiqmayapti. Mana shu havola bo'yicha, ya'ni creativespark.bigidea.uk finalist 2020 mana shu havola bo'yicha kirib mana shu videolarni ko'rishlaringiz mumkin. Bular finalistlar, yutganlar.
So at the end of this call, I will put that link into the chat.
Ya'ni oxiri mana shu Zoom konferensiyamizning oxirida buni linkini, ya'ni havolasini chat ichiga, mana chatda bir-birlarini yozishlaring mumkin. Zoomda ana shu yerga qo'yib qo'yaman. Olib bemalol copy paste qilib ko'raverasizlar keyin.
Okay. And these are all people who submitted and were prize winners. There were 9 prize winners in total last year from Uzbekistan, and these are 3 of them from last year.
O'zbekistondan 9 kishi yutuq sovringa ega bo'ldi va shulardan 3 tasini mana hozir ko'rsatib o'tmoqchi.
And this video, as I said, I won't show it now, but this is the national winner for Uzbekistan. This is the person who won £3,000.
Bu mana shu ayol kishi O'zbekistonda o'tgan yili 3000 funt sterling, ya'ni $4000 yutib oldi. O'zbekistonda ichidagi eng shu loyihalar ichidagi g'olibi deb topilgan.
And when I mentioned props earlier, you can see that in this case, this is somebody who was proposing a food business, and they actually had an example of their product. They had an example of their product which they had on the screen, as you can see.
Boya aytib o'tdim-ku, agar misol uchun mobil ilovanlaringiz bo'lsa, mobil telefonni qo'llaringizga olib ko'rsatib ketishlaringiz mumkin. Mana bular oziq-ovqat mahsulotlari bo'yicha loyiha bergan. Mana shuning uchun mana hozir mahsulotini ham ko'rsatib o'tgan videosi.
Sorry, I need to skip to the next one. This is another example, but I won't show it now. So now I want to talk about the way that you deliver your pitch and some tips. So we're going to look at what order to go in, and also some things about the pace of delivery. So this is a suggestion of the order.
Hozir men endi sizlarga shu videolarning hammasini ko'rsata olmayman, vaqt yo'q. Hozir videolaringni qilishda yana shu qanaqa imkoniyatlari bor, ya'ni podskaskalarni sizlarga aytib ketmoqchiman. Birinchi nimaga ahamiyat berasizlar, ikkinchi nimaga, uchinchi va dalshi.
So we could start by stating the problem.
Birinchi o'rinda biz mana muammoni qo'yamiz videoda.
Then we say what the solution offered by the business is.
Ikkinchi qismida videoni bu o'sha muammoni yechimini ko'rsatamiz. Biz tarafdan
the market.
Bozor va klientlar haqida gaplashamiz. Iste'molchilar haqida bizda mahsulotimiz yoki uslugamizda.
How will you make money?
Qanday qilib biz pul ishlaymiz? Mana shu loyihamiz orqali.
What is your team and what skills do they have that will allow you to be successful?
Ya'ni mana shu loyihani amalga oshirish uchun bizga komanda kerak. Komandamizni aytib o'tamiz. Misol uchun va qanaqa naviklar, imkoniyatlar, ya'ni o'rganishimiz kerak bo'lgan narsalarni o'sha komandamiz uchun o'qish kerak yoki o'rganish kerak bo'lgan.
Maybe your team has, a programmer, a marketeer, a finance person. You can talk about the skills that you have.
Misol uchun sizning komandangizda shu loyihangizni amalga oshirish uchun dasturchi bo'lishi mumkin, marketing bilan shug'ullanadigan odam bo'lishi mumkin, finansist, moliyachi bo'lishi mumkin, buxgalter bo'lishi mumkin. O'shalarni aytib o'tishlaring ham bo'ladi qisqa ravishda.
You could talk about the progress that you've made to date.
Ya'ni hozirgi vaqtda nima, qanday yoki o'sha loyihani amalga oshirayotganda nima imkoniyatlarga, nima yutuqlarga ega bo'lishlaringizni ham aytib o'tishlaringiz kerak.
It is not essential that you show something that is already developed, but if you have it, then why not show it?
Agar bu loyihalaringiz prosta qog'ozda bo'lsa, uni shart emas, tayyor mahsulotni ko'rsatish. Agar lekin tayyor mahsulot bo'lsa, yozilgan dasturiy ta'minot mahsulotimi yoki boshqa bir prototipmi, uni ko'rsatlaring, u nur ustiga a'lo nur bo'ladi.
This is very much a competition which is for ideas first. It's about ideas. So if you only have the idea, that is okay. So I just want to be clear about that.
Bu musobaqa o'zi ko'proq g'oyalar generatsiyasi. G'oyalaringiz bo'lsa miyangizda, lekin u hali siz uni tayyor qilmagansiz, prototip qilmagansiz, sinab ko'rmagansiz. Bu ham yaxshi. G'oyani bersalaring ham, g'oya ham YouTube'ga tushishi mumkin, g'olib bo'lishi mumkin.
And finally, you need to have something that summarizes or uses a slogan at the end to finish off with.
Va eng oxirida boya aytganimdek, mana shu qilayotgan loyihalaringizda shiori bo'lish kerak. O'sha shiori bilan butun boshlangandan oxirigacha mana shu shioringiz qoplab olish kerak. Qilayotgan loyihalaringda yoki g'oyalaringda.
And all of this in 60 seconds.
Va buni hammasini 60 sekundda ulgurish kerak. Ya'ni 1 minutda bu videoni.
Just one little tip relating to stating the problem. I think that it's good to maybe tell a story. It's something which you have experienced yourself. That could be a way of explaining the problem to the audience.
Podskaskalardan biri, podskaska degani ya'ni shpargalkaga o'xshagan narsa. Agar shu g'oyalaringizda bir qisqacha o'zlaringda hayotlaringda bo'lgan yoki bir qanaydir o'zlaring o'ylab chiqqan bir hikoyacha qilib, qisqacha qilib aytib bersalaringiz, u вообще zo'r bo'ladi. U o'sha hakamlar hayotiga ham, boshqa odamlarga ham yoqadi.
And as I said as well, think about using a statistic, something which says, there are a certain number of people in the market.
Albatta statistikani ham unutmanglar, ya'ni bozorda misol uchun qancha odam mana shu mahsulotga ehtiyoji bor, qancha klient bor, nima, mana shu statistik ma'lumotlarga ham alohida e'tibor beringlar.
And this idea of, is it compelling? Does it really convince people? When you give a statistic, does it persuade people that this is a great idea?
Ya'ni statistika ma'lumotlarni berganda mana shu insonlarga shu yetib boryaptimi? Ular to'g'ri qabul qilyaptimi? Ana shunga ham birinchi o'rinda ahamiyat beringlar. Shuning uchun katta ma'lumotlarni aytib tashlaring, bu odam tushunmasligi mumkin narsa. Shuning uchun tushunarli qilib, oddiy tilda gapirish kerak. Statistik ma'lumotlarni ham oddiy tilda berish kerak.
Okay, I'm going to start with or say some more about the pace now. So one thing that you can do is maybe create some cards so that you break up the task of giving the pitch, so that you put a small number of sentences on each card, and that can help you to practice giving your pitch.
Ya'ni o'sha videoni qilayotgan paytda misol uchun varaqchalarga qisqa bitta gap qilib yozib, o'sha asosiy gapirmoqchi bo'lgan narsalaringizni bitta gapga mazmunini bitta gapda qildirib, o'shani bitta varaqqa yozib trenirovka qilsalaring bo'ladi.
And the next point is that that you shouldn't waste any words. Every sentence must have an impact in the pitch. You have only a small number of words, maybe 140 words, to pack in an enormous amount of information. So you need to make sure
har bitta so'z vaqtni tejash sifatida keraksiz so'zlar ishlatmaydi. Faqat kerakli so'zlarni ishlatishga harakat qiling.
Yeah. And secondly, make sure that you are clear in your speech and that you don't go too fast.
Va ikkinchisi, eng asosiysi, gapirayotgan paytlaringda toza, ravon so'zlash kerak va juda tez ham gapirish kerak emas. Boyagi 1 minutga tiqaman deb hamma narsani ulguraman deb. Sof, ravon, dona, chiroyli qilib tushuntirish kerak.
And also remember that you can shoot the video again and again and again until you get it perfect.
Sizlar bemalol bu videoni bir necha marotaba olib, uni kamchiliklarini to'g'rilab, eng zo'rini oxirini keyin YouTube'ga qo'yishlaringiz kerak.
Okay, and now we're going to turn to things to do with filming. So just some things to recommend. So the quality of the film will not affect the way it's judged, but the better the quality is, I think the more impressive it will be to the audience.
Ya'ni endi videoni qanday olish talablari, avvalambor endi sifatga uncha katta e'tibor qaratilmaydi, lekin bu sizlarga pluslaring, ya'ni sizlarga bo'ladigan yana plus bo'ladi agar siz videoni sifatli qilib, chiroyli qilib, montaj qilib, chiroyli qilib olsalaring professional ravishda.
So you can record your video pitch. It's perfectly okay to record it on a smartphone, or if you have access to a DSLR camera, that's great, but a smartphone or a tablet are fine. If you do use a smartphone, it's best that you use the rear camera. So the camera at the back of the phone is better than the one that faces you from the screen.
Okay. Videoni telefonda ham olish mumkin, planshetda ham olish mumkin. Agar professional kameralar bo'lsa, undan ham zo'r. Lekin albatta telefonga olayotgan paytda orqa kamera, ya'ni selfie kamera emas, orqa kameradan olinglar, chunki sifati yaxshiroq bo'ladi.
And it's very important to make sure that the lens is clean.
Birinchi o'rinda kamerani o'zini linzalari toza bo'lish kerak, artib qo'yib, chiroyli qilib qilinglar, xirra bo'lib chiqmasin videoni.
We don't want any background, so please, if you could shoot your video against a plain background.
iloji boricha orqalaringizga har xil narsalarni qo'ymasdan toza oppoq devorda yoki oq mato tutilgan joyda olishlaringizni so'raymiz videoni. O'shanda video chiroyli chiqadi.
And don't use a virtual background.
Va albatta xromakey yoki virtualniy background ishlatmanglar. Orqalaringizdan New-Yorkni qo'yibmi yoki daryoni qo'yibmi bir narsa qilib o'zlaringcha переборщик qilib yubormanglar. Mumkin emas. Faqat oppoq bo'lish kerak orqasi.
Make sure that the camera is held steady.
Kamera обязательно telefonda olgan paytda, ya'ni gorizontal holatda bo'lishi shart.
And shoot in landscape or horizontal mode, not vertical.
Va kamerani bo'yana aytib o'tdim, qimirlamash kerak, steady bo'lish kerak va gorizontal shaklda olish kerak. Sorry. I think I have to change the room now.
Okay.
Because some reconstruction works going on over there.
All right. You're okay though, Masoom. We can hear you fine. Make sure that you are centered inside the screen.
Birinchi o'rinda, значит, kameraga olayotgan paytda o'rtada turishlaring kerak, sentrda, ya'ni bu burchakda yoki bu burchakda bo'lib qolmanglar.
Oops, sorry, I've gone too far. It's good to leave a 5-second gap before you start speaking. That will help us when we edit your video later.
O'sha video boshlatgan paytda birinchi so'zlaringda hech bo'lmasa 5 sekund vaqt bo'lib, keyin gapni boshlanglar. O'sha 5 sekund o'rtadagi vaqtni tashlab ketinglar.
If you make a mistake, you can pause and then just carry on.
Agar misol uchun xato qilsangiz, pauza qilib, to'xtab turib, yana davom ettirishlaringiz uchun shu 5 sekund vaqt o'zlaringga aniqlaringiz bo'ladi.
I think there's just a few tips here, including things I've said already, but make eye contact with your audience by looking straight at the camera.
Albatta, video bo'layotgan paytda kameraga qarab tursin. O'shanda sizni ko'rayotgan videoni ko'rayotgan odamlar xuddi siz ularni ko'ziga qarab gapirayotgandek bo'lib chiqadi.
Try not to read from your notes, but memorize what you are saying.
Iloji boricha o'qishga harakat qilmanglar. Agar bir xil o'qib olib, qo'liga varaqqa yozib olib o'qib beradi o'sha loyihasini, iloji boricha yodlab, o'sha qisqa narsalarni yodlab gapirishga harakat qiling.
Think about body language, the way that you express yourself with your hands, for example, or facial expressions.
Birinchi o'rinda body language degan narsa bor, ya'ni inson gapirgan paytida qo'llari bilan yoki tanasini boshqa a'zolari bilan odamlarga kallasi bilanmi, ko'zi bilanmi, o'shalarda ham harakatga keltirib gapirganda boshqacha ta'sir qiladi odam. Faqat qoqqan qoziqda turib gapirsa, haykalda u effekt bo'lmaydi. Shuning uchun body languagega alohida e'tibor beringlar.
And show that you're excited about your idea.
Va albatta ko'rsatinglar, mana shu loyihalaringizni gapirayotgan paytda quvonch bilan, bir nima deydi, ishtiyoq bilan, bir tuyg'u bilan gapiringlarki, sizlarning loyihalaring bir nomer 1, hali hech kim qilmagan bu loyihani. Shuni ko'rsatib beringlar.
But also try to make sure that you are yourself. Be natural.
Albatta o'zlaringni haqiqiyliklaringni ham unutmanglar. Haqiqiyliklaringni qoldiringlar. Ya'ni sun'iy o'ynamanglar videoga. Spektakl bo'lmasin. Haqiqiy, real holatda gapiringlar.
A little bit about lighting. It's worth thinking a bit about shooting, for example, during the day is good.
Hozir men yorug'lik haqida, svet haqida gapirib ketmoqchiman. Albatta videoni iloji boricha kunduz kuni olishga harakat qilinglar. Ya'ni yorug' paytida.
Don't go too near a window.
Va derazaga ko'p yaqin kelib olmanglar, chunki derazadan nur tushgandan keyin agar orqa taraflaringdan bo'lib qolsa, yuzlaring ko'rinmay qolishi mumkin.
And try to avoid creating shadows.
va nima deydi, ular bo'lishdan o'zlaringni olib qochinglar, ya'ni shadow, teng, soya bo'lmasligiga harakat qilinglar, soya bo'lmasin.
And you can maybe move the lights around. If you're doing this at home, you can move the lights around to create a good lighting setup.
Agar uyda olayotgan bo'lsalaringiz videoni yoki bir pomeshcheniyada o'sha svetni o'zlaringga to'g'ri keladigan qilib, yuzlaringga, gapirayotgan joylaringizga o'sha nurlarni qaratib, professional ravishda qilsalaring ham bo'ladi. Bu вообще zo'r chiqadi.
So you can see here that there are shadows in the background of this image. So try to move the lights so that the shadows disappear.
Mana hozir ko'ryapsizlar. Mana videoga olgan, lekin orqasi soya bo'lib turibdi. Mana shunaqa soya bo'lsa mumkin emas. Iloji bo'lsa ikki tarafdan svetni qo'yish kerak, soya yo'qolishi kerak. Shunday o'rtaga turish kerakki, soyasiz olinish kerak videoga.
And this is one little diagram that shows a window where the camera is, where the lights can be, and where you would be standing. So that's just to give an example, and not too close to the light either. Don't have the light too close, or you can get overexposure.
Okay. Agar derazani oldida tursalaring, misol uchun mana ko'ryapsizlar, derazanidan keladigan nur taraf, bir taraflaring yorug', bu taraflaring qorong'u, shu xunuk chiqadi, videolaring ham bo'lmaydi, sifati ham past bo'ladi. Shuning uchun iloji boricha derazadan uzoqroqda o'sha nurlar to'laqonli, to'liq ravishda tushib, videolaring chiroyli chiqishini so'rab qolamiz.
On some phones, it's possible to lock the exposure and focus, which is a good thing as well, so that it doesn't change during the recording.
Bir xil telefonlarda spetsialniy nima bor, kamerada programma bor, o'shani yoqib qo'ysa stabilizatsiya bo'lib turadi, chunki soya-poya bo'lmaydi. Iloji agar shunaqa narsalar bo'lsa, stabilizatsiyani yoqib qo'yaylik.
And we'll just go on to say a little bit more about. Sorry, I'm going to skip a few slides here. Oh yes, this is important. Please don't use any of your own graphics or logos superimposed on the screen. Just send us the video as it is, as it was shot. And don't put graphics with your names either.
Okay. Video qilayotgan paytda boyagi After Effects qilib har xil logotiplarni videoga, vajinoy znaklarni yoki o'zlaringizni familiyalaringizni, ismlaringizni qo'ymanglar tagiga. Shuni videoni olinglar, shuni jo'natib yuboringlar.
Just to say that what we will do is add the logo, and we will add the name of your idea and the institution that you're associated with. We will add that, so you don't need to do it.
Ya'ni ismi familiyalaringizni, logotipimizni, bizda Creative Spark'da videolaringizga biz qo'yamiz. Shuning uchun hech narsa qo'ymay toza qilib jo'natinglar.
And later, if you are nominated, there will be a big public vote to vote for the best ideas. Some of the prizes are for a public vote, and some of the prizes are for what the judges think are the best ideas. So your videos will be seen by members of the public.
Agar shu videolaringizga keyin ovoz beriladi, butun dunyo ko'radi, o'sha videolaringga ovoz beradi. Va albatta bu butun dunyo ovoz berganiga ham отдельно mukofot bo'ladi va hakamlar hay'ati ovoz bergan, ya'ni videolarga ham alohida mukofot bo'ladi.
Just in terms of sound, it's good to make sure that you close the windows and doors and turn off any music.
Ovoz yozayotgan paytlaringizda, shu video yozayotgan paytlaringizda hech qanaqa tashqi tarafdan ovozlar shu pomexalar bo'lish kerak emas. Derazalarni yopib, eshiklarni yopib, tiniq ovozda videoni yozish kerak.
Make sure that you are reasonably close to the microphone.
Va mikrofon bo'lishi shart, обязательно. Mikrofonga yaqin gapirishlaringizni so'rab qolamiz.
and that you are facing towards it.
Va albatta o'sha kameraga to'g'ri qarab gapirishlaringizni so'raymiz auditoriyaga.
And when you speak, try to enunciate your words as clearly as possible.
Va gapirgan paytlaringizda har bitta so'zlaringizni boya aytib o'tdim yuqorida dona burib toza gapirishga harakat qilinglar.
If you hear a police siren or a dog barking or builders in your building, you can start to record again. Or you can always take a break as well if you are feeling stressed.
Okay. Agar videolatgan paytlaringda politsiya yoki skor pomosh ovozi yoki kuchuk ta'killashi yoki kimnidir boshqa bir xururlagan ovozi boshqa narsa chiqsa, to'xtatib qo'yib boshqatdan yozinglar. O'sha kirib ketmasin ichkarida. O'sha qolib ketmasin shu ovozlar, pamexalar.
So yes, no background music. I said that already.
Albatta muzika bo'lishi mumkin emas. Bir xil muzika qo'yib, keyin gapiradi yoki naложение muzika qiladi, kerak emas narsa.
Okay, the judges will be looking for the content. Really, they're going to judge you on the basis of the content, not on the basis of your video production values.
Значит, hay'at a'zolari sizlarni videolaringda grafически крутой qilib yoki background yoki sifatliligiga birinchi o'rinda qaramaydi. Ular birinchi o'rinda o'sha nima g'oya gapiryapsizlar, nimani yetkazib bermoqchisizlar, ana shunga qarab sizlarga baho beriladi.
So ultimately you're being judged on the basis of how effective your idea is, how realizable it is, and also how much you care about it.
Yes. Birinchi o'rinda qo'yiladigan baho ballar mana shu sizlarning g'oyalaring qay darajada ahamiyatga ega, qay darajada haqiqatga yaqin amalga oshiriladi.
Okay. So the next steps, you have to submit an application, and you will need to have a team leader. You can enter in a team of 1, 2, 3, or 4. Do you want to translate that, Masim?
Yeah. Ikkinchi asosiy talablardan biri anketa to'ldirishlaringiz kerak. Sizlarda o'zlaringizda liderlaringiz bo'ladi oralaringizda. Misol uchun sizlar bitta, ikkita, uchta, to'rtta yoki 5 tagacha yig'ilib o'zlaringizga bitta raismi, lidermi tanlaysizlar.
And you can see that up on the screen there, I've got a QR code which will take you to the application form.
QR kod skaner qilsalaring o'sha anketani formasi bor saytga olib boradi.
But I will give you the link later as well in the chat.
Va chatda ham buni havolasini, linkini ham yozib qo'yaman.
So if you have a team of more than one, your team leader needs to submit the application, but they will need to name and know the dates of birth of all of the people who are in the team as well.
Ya'ni, значит, o'zlaring alohida video qilishlaringiz mumkin yoki bir necha kishi shu loyihani amalga oshiryapmiz deb, o'sha uchun up to how many, Chris?
4 is the maximum.
4 kishi misol uchun bitta g'oyani chiqarishi mumkin shu 4 kishining ichida. And in between 4 will be one team leader, yeah?
Yes.
O'sha 4 kishining ichidan bittasini team leader qilib olasizlar. O'sha polностью hamma ma'lumotni kirgizadi, yozadi. Sizlarning guruhlaringizda necha kishi qatnashyapti, familiya, ism, shariflari hammasini kiritish kerak o'sha anketaga.
This is just a little demonstration of what is on the application form. So you have to choose the category that you're going to enter.
Bu mana shu boyagi anketani ichidan bir ozgina sizlarga namuna ko'rsatiladi. Birinchi o'rinda sizlar o'sha boya 4 ta kategoriyaning ichidan bittasini tanlashlaringiz kerak.
You have to write a small number of words about each of these questions, which are the same things that we've covered in the pitch.
Mana bu savollarga qisqa javob berish kerak. 50 ta so'z, 100 ta so'z o'zi yozib qo'yib, nechta so'zgacha.
And you have to give the link to the place where you have uploaded your video on YouTube.
va videolaringizni YouTube'ga qo'ygandan keyin o'shani linkini tashlab berishlaringiz kerak.
Now, Masoom, because the IT Park has only been incorporated into Creative Spark today, the application form is in the process of being updated. So when people apply online, if they look now, they will not see IT Park listed as an institution. It is not there today.
Okay, no problem. Hozir agar IT Park'ni partnyorligi sifatida endi biz hammamiz IT Park'dan kiryapmiz-ku. Kirmoqchi bo'lib to'ldirmoqchi bo'lsak, so this is an application form as well, yeah?
Yes, it will be added tomorrow, Masoom. So Hande has just asked for IT Park to be added today. So, but because we are on holiday today, Sandra has not added it, but she will do it tomorrow.
No problem. Ya'ni hozir agar vebsaytga kirib Creative Spark'ni IT Park'ni qo'yib, o'sha loyihani registratsiya qilmoqchi bo'lsangiz, bugun hali IT Park nomi chiqmaydi, chunki kechagina mana shu qaror qabul qilindi. IT Parkni ravnopravniy partnyor sifatida qilib oldik. Shuning uchun xudo xolasa bugun bo'lmasa ham, chunki hozir bizda Angliyada bayram, ya'ni 1-may o'sha nima 1-may bayrami, ularda bayram qilib nishonlanadi. Shuning uchun hali bu ulgurishmadi. IT Parkni kiritish uchun ertadan xudo xolasa websaytda ko'rinadi, kiraverasizlar bemalol.
So just to say, don't apply until after tomorrow, because it's not ready. The form will not be ready until after tomorrow.
Xudo xolasa ertadan keyin уже aniq bo'ladi. Ertadan keyin ungacha sizlar g'oyalarni tayyorlab, videolarni tayyorlab turaveringlar. Ertadan keyin aniq bo'lgandan o'sha danlarni kiritib registratsiyadan o'tishlaringiz bo'ladi. Xudo xolasa.
And to be eligible, you must choose IT Park as your institution.
Albatta IT Parkni bizni institutimiz, tashkilotimiz sifatida biz qabul qilib, keyin kiritishimiz kerak ma'lumotlar.
You can see here that it is compulsory to be a citizen of Uzbekistan.
Albatta O'zbekiston fuqarosi bo'lish shart, g'oyaning egasi.
And sorry, I'm going to maybe that's it. The other thing to say, as I haven't said yet, is that the age limit is 18 to 35. So you have to be, every team member must be between 18 and 35.
Eng asosiy talablardan biri, har bitta loyiha egasi yoki loyiha qatnashuvchisi 18 yoshdan 35 yoshgacha bo'lishi shart. Ya'ni so 35 is okay or 34?
35 is okay. 35 is okay.
Ya'ni
36 is not okay.
35 yoshgacha mumkin, 36 yosh уже mumkin emas, kira olmaydi, qatnasha olmaydi bu musobaqada.
And 17 is not okay.
Va 17 yosh ham bo'lmaydi.
So, as I said, the deadline is the 7th of May at midnight.
Deadline 7-may dedim. So can I add something?
Of course.
Because we have many secondary school students. So they are 12, 13, 14, 17, something like that.
Yeah.
But I think they can participate, they can give their idea, but the presenting people will be older, okay? Can we do it like that?
Well, the younger person would not be eligible for being named within the application.
No. Of course, he will be not named, but he can give an idea, and his brother or his nephew or his friend who is older than him.
Well, I think that if you do that, it must be possible for the person who has entered the competition to give a full account of the idea. So the intention really is that the people who are presenting are also involved in the business development idea.
Okay. So anyway, we have very good students in robotics, but they are unfortunately 17 or 16 or something. So why don't we also get an ideas from them, and maybe the teacher or the manager will help to for ideation for pitching the videos and other stuff. Am I right?
Yeah, I think if a teacher is between the age of 18 and 35, I think that they could apply.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Okay. Ya'ni значит hozir yana bitta qo'shimcha kiritib ketmoqchiman. Agar 17 yosh bo'lsa yoki 18 ga kirmagan bo'lsa yoki nabarot 35 dan o'tib ketgan bo'lsa, ular ham o'z g'oyasini berishi mumkin, lekin ularning ismi, familiyasi qo'yilmaydi. Shu kelishilgan holda o'sha g'oya partnyorlari bilan o'sha g'oyani berib, o'sha 18 yoki 35 yoshgacha bo'lgan odam bilan kelishib, uni nomidan chiqsa bo'ladi. O'zingiz g'oyangiz bo'lsa ham. Chunki ko'p shunaqa holatlar bo'lgan, zo'r g'oyalarni 12 yoshar, 13 yoshar bolalar bergan, lekin afsuski bu Britaniyaning, Yevropaning qonunchiligi bo'yicha mumkin emas. Voyaga yetmaganlar priz olishi yoki shunaqa musobaqalarda qatnashishi. Shuning uchun buni ham yechimi bor. Buni yechimi o'sha odam topasizlar, partner topasizlar. O'sha 18-35 orasidagi odam bo'lsa, пожалуйста, g'oyalaringni anonsировать qilib, video pitch qilib chiqarib beraversin. Okay, Chris?
Yes. Tell me.
I've done. Finish.
Oh, okay.
Translation.
Sorry. Okay. So, are there any questions?
Kimda qanaqa savollar bor? Bitta chiqib gapiraveringlar. Uyalmasdan savollar bo'lsa, kimda savollar bo'lsa gapirsin. Aytsin savollari bo'lsa. Qayerda tushunmadilaringmi biron narsani yo tushundilaringmi? Beringlar savollarni. Okay.
No questions?
There is some questions, I think.
Okay.
Kimda nima savollar bor? Gapiringlar.
Hammasi tushunarli bo'ldi.
Normalni gapiringlar, baland.
Assalomu alaykum. Mas'ud aka, hammasi tushunarli bo'ldi.
Oldin o'zingizni tanishtiring, men tarjima qilay.
Assalomu alaykum. Men Azbek Jo'rayev, Sho'rchi tuman IT Center menejeri bo'laman.
Good afternoon. My name is Azbek Jo'rayev. I am a manager of Sho'rchi District IT Center.
Hamma tushuntirib bergan narsalari hammasi a'lo darajada tushundik. Xudo xolasa yaqin kunlarda videolar tayyorlab yuboramiz.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate, and everything is understand, and whatever you explain us, it's clear. So hope within 2-3 days we will prepare the videos and apply.
Great. Fantastic news.
Juda chiroyli xabarlar, men xursand bo'ldim eshitib. Yana kimda savollar bor? Yoki takliflar bor? Gapiringlar uyalmasdan.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Leos from Bison, and I have one question. If we will be our project, and then we will complicate it or not?
Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't quite understand. Say it again.
For example, we have one idea.
Yep.
And then if you will take that, after that, we will complicate it.
Nima demoqchisiz? Yes.
Keyin biz shuni o'zimiz amalga oshiramizmi?
Of course. So he is asking that if I have an idea for the project, so if I will be like a winner, so how can I realize this project?
Well, the intention is very much that people are supported once they become winners to take the idea further and to develop the business. So one of the ways in which we do that is by assigning a mentor, a business mentor, someone who has experience of
Mhm.
developing businesses. So we would assign a mentor to the team who were winners. The other way is that if you are the national winner, you would receive some funding, which might help you to do the initial stages of, for example, prototype development or some initial marketing, maybe some test marketing of the idea. So I think those are two ways. Also, there's a course that we send these successful applicants on. So there's a course which lasts maybe 25 hours.
Okay.
So you would be supported in a number of different ways.
Okay. G'iyosiddin, yana bir marta savolingizni o'zbekcha tushuntirib bering menga, nima demoqchisiz?
Projekt qilgandan keyin mabodo yutib qolsak dedim. O'zimiz uchun amalga oshiramizmi dedimda.
Mabodo yutib qolsalaring, 3 ta yo'li bor deyapti. Birinchisi, agar O'zbekiston bo'yicha o'sha sizni proyektingiz eng zo'r deb topilsa, O'zbekiston bo'yicha faqat, dunyo bo'yicha emas. Dunyo bo'yicha 30,000 funt sterling, ya'ni $40,000. O'zbekiston bo'yicha yutsangiz, sizga 3,000 funt sterling pul beriladi, $4,000 atrofida va sizga polностью yordam beriladi. O'zingiz bu loyihani amalga oshirasiz. Agar O'zbekiston bo'yicha yutmasdan, lekin finalga chiqsangiz O'zbekiston bo'yicha, unda sizga mentor beriladi, polностью o'zingizni shu loyihangizda spetsialistini sizga biriktirib beradi. Ular pulini to'laydi, u sizga polностью o'rgatib beradi. Mana shu loyihangizda nima joyida, nima kamchiligi bor, yana qanday uni yetkazib berish. Va uchinchisi kurslar, spetsialniy kurslar 25 soatdan imni shu loyihangiz yo'nalishi bo'yicha bepul sizga sotib olib berilib, o'sha kurslarda siz yana o'zingizni malakangizni oshirasiz. Tushundingizmi? Yana nima savollar bor? Yana kimda savollar bor?
Ma'sumxon aka, uzr esmay qoldim shekilli. Videolar o'zbek tilida bo'ladi hammasi?
Yo'q, video ingliz tilida.
Uncha ingliz tilida tayyorgarlik ko'rib yozib chiqishimiz kerak edi.
Unga yordam qiladi. Oybek bilan men yordam qilamiz.
Bo'ldi, gap tushunarli.
So Chris, there was a question, really important question. The video should be in English or in our national language. So
Yes,
I said this is in English, and don't worry, Oybek and me will help you to pitch videos in English. Any questions? Yana kimda savollar bor? I think everybody is okay. Chris, would you be so kind to finalize our meeting then?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm so pleased that everybody has been able to attend. I'm really grateful. Masoom, especially thank you to you for translating.
Man assalomu alaykum yana bir bora. Men bugungi video konferensiyadan juda katta taassurot oldim va birinchi o'rinda Ma'sumxonga katta minnatdorchilik bildiraman tarjima qilib turganlari uchun.
If you would like to learn more, I've just put links into 4 different sessions that have been prepared by my colleagues. I think these are good because they include subtitles. Maybe it will help for people to be able to understand them if they are developing their English. And also, as you saw earlier, I put up the link to the competition entry form. So, you know, as I said, after tomorrow, once we've added IT Park, you will be able to apply. And if there's anything that I can do to help you before Friday, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Hozir mana Zoom'da chatiga kirsalaringiz, podrobniy bosgandan keyin o'sha yerda chat degan bor. Chatda mana bitta, ikkita, uchta, to'rtta link, даже 1 2 3 4 5 ta link qo'yildi. Bu linklarda barcha ma'lumotlar bor. Ularga bemalol kirib, o'rganib, o'zlaringizni ingliz tillaringiz darajasini oshirishlaringiz ham mumkin va o'zlaringizga kerakli savollarga javoblar topishlaringiz mumkin. Bundan tashqari 2 kunda mobaynida Xudo xolasa IT Park o'sha veb-saytda Creative Spark Big Idea UK da chiqib turadi. Uni tayyorlaymiz va o'shangacha, juma kungacha nima savollaringiz bo'lsa, nima talab yoki takliflaringiz bo'lsa, bemalol men o'zimda mana elektron pochtamni ham qoldirdim, yozib menga jo'natishlaringiz mumkin.
There's one more thing, Masoom, which is that it would be great if people could fill out a form that I am going to put the link to in a moment, just to register that they have been involved in today's session. But apart from that, I just wanted to thank everybody, and also, say that I hope this will be the beginning of an interesting and important new partnership.
Men yana bir bora hammaga o'z minnatdorchiligimni bildirmoqchiman mana shu bugungi video qatnashchilariga va umid qilamanki, bu bizni ilk qadamlarimiz. Inshaalloh, Xudo xohlasa, Creative Sparkda, IT Parkda o'z o'rni bo'ladi va juda ulkan g'oyalar va loyihalarni birgalikda amalga oshiramiz. Hozir oxirgi yana bitta havolani men sizga tashlayapman. O'sha havolani to'ldirib, ochib, linkini o'sha yerda o'zlaringiz haqida ma'lumotlarni to'ldirishni sizlardan so'rab qolaman.
And this is if people wouldn't mind filling out this little form that I just put in to the chat, they can just give me their contact details, which will allow me to make contact after today as well.
Mana shu hozir chatga tashladim, forms degan bitta formani, tablitsani o'sha yerda to'ldirib, o'zlaringizni elektron pochta danlaringizni bersangiz, sizlar bilan bemalol to'g'ridan to'g'ri muloqotda bo'lamiz.
Great. Well, shall we close there then, Masoom? Thanks everybody for coming. I realized that this was done at very short notice, so I'm very grateful that people have given so much time.
Endi ruxsatlaringiz bilan bugungi video konferensiyani tugatamiz. Masumxon, sizga juda katta rahmat. Shunday bir qisqa davrda hammani qo'llarni yig'ib, mana shu ma'lumotlarga ega bo'ldilaringiz. Sizlardan so'rab qolaman va iltimos qilaman. Juda aktiv qatnashinglar bu loyihalarda. Xayr, salomat bo'linglar.